Okay, the next step in the hibachi meal is going to be the chicken. What I usually do is I usually cook the vegetables first, then I get the chicken started, and as the chicken is cooking, then I do the fried rice. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to do one at a time. That way I can show you from start to finish rather than a whole bunch of meals at the same time. So we want to start with a flat skillet. Just a regular flat skillet, and depending on how much chicken you use is how large you want it to be. I got, I guess, about a little over a pound of just regular chicken breast, and I chopped it up into little bite-sized pieces. And so we are going to start with a little pan. Spray the pan. Okay. And then we are going to add our chicken. Make sure, just turn the stove on so it might take a second for it to start cooking. I'll grab my little guy. And while it's cooking, I'm going to go over the rest of the ingredients for the teriyaki sauce. My teriyaki sauce is pretty simple. I just add a whole bunch of ingredients at the very end and make kind of like my own sauce. You can actually follow a step-to-step recipe that I have on an old blog that I used to make. And I'll go ahead and link it to this video so that you can take a look if you're very into just precise recipes. But as you watch me cook, I hope to be able to show you just how simple you can just make something really, really good. And so you can kind of see it's starting to cook a little bit. Make sure it's all on the pan if you can. And I hope that this lighting is okay. I might have to see if that might be a little bit better. Okay. So as it's cooking, what I like to do for my chicken teriyaki is, of course, have ingredients like, let's see, we got soy sauce and sesame oil. And you've got of course, your garlic salt and your pepper. And then you're also going to add some garlic powder. And I also add to my sauce, it's kind of hard to see because I have very little left, but I like to get some brown sugar. And what the brown sugar does is, you see, the chicken is starting to cook. I'm just going to go ahead and start moving it around to get the other side cooking. When you chop it up into little pieces, it makes the cooking time a lot quicker and makes for a faster meal. So that's why I went ahead and cut it up. Now you can, of course, just take the regular chicken breasts and cook them whole, and as they're almost done, you can just cut them up in the pan if you want to, but this just saves a lot of time, and you kind of get a better even cooking as well, because the breasts you get in the grocery store tend to be different sizes and tend to take a little while to cook. So, alrighty. So you're going to have this cook for a little while. You want it to be almost done before you add the sauces. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and restart it when it's closer to finishing. The chicken is pretty much cooked all the way through. There's a little bit of liquid at the bottom, so that'll be a good thing for our sauce in just a minute. So let's go ahead and add our spices. Of course, like I do with all my food, I just kind of eyeball how much I want to use. I just kind of know. You can, of course, go by a recipe. I just kind of cover my chicken with the spices and then mix. And then we are going to add, that's why I added the garlic salt and the cracked pepper. Now I'm going to add the garlic powder. Like a good little amount of garlic powder. And I am going to change spoons now. I like to do like with a serving spoon. It just tends to get all of it a lot better than the wooden spoons. Okay, now I'm going to add probably about a teaspoon of sesame oil and let that And then I usually like to add about a tablespoon of brown sugar. Let's see how much I've got in this bag that's left. I guess that's almost a tablespoon. You can go a little less because I have the Yum Yum sauce that I put on top of it as well, so that it might not need it. But see, as you see, the brown sugar has molasses in it, and so it'll start to make it just real syrupy and yummy. And then we do some soy sauce. Now the soy sauce, you want a good amount. I would say probably about 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce. You can of course add a smaller amount if you want to, that's fine. I just like a good coating. Now I always use low sodium soy sauce, so it has less sodium in it. It does give it a different flavor. So it looks like I won't need any water because of the water from the chicken. So that actually looks really good. And then I am going to then just top it with my sesame seeds. And you can hear that my son is cooking in the background as well at his little kitchen. So I'm just going to let that cook down a little bit and thicken up. Makes for a good light sauce. I'm not real heavy on the real heavy thick sauces. I just like a good coating. And as it cooks, it'll start getting thicker. And so there you go. There's your final product for my chicken teriyaki. Here, let me turn it off so it stops. And if you can see right down here, here is the sauce, and it'll thicken as it